So I would welcome all of you at Global Ethical AI Congress, and today's host for the show is Peter Taylor. And Peter Taylor, please take over.
Okay, thank you. And yes, welcome, my welcome as well to the Global Ethical AI Congress 2026. And my thanks to Sheba and everybody else involved in this activity, this event. Delighted to be here. It's a really important topic. So, many years ago now, I wrote a book called The Lazy Project Manager, which kind of got me on the progress of writing and speaking and engaging with organizations as
Organizations.
well. And as a result of that, the story behind the lazy project manager was one of productiveness, efficiency, working smarter, not harder. And then if we fast forward to just 4 years ago, I wrote another book about AI and the project manager, and it was all about trying to wake up my profession on what was coming with regards to artificial intelligence. I was very excited about it, but I didn't felt at that point enough people were talking about it, discussing it, considering it. Um, Fast forward to where we are right now, then AI is everywhere. Every conference you go to, every event you go to, pretty much every conversation you have, AI, artificial intelligence, the impact, what it's going to do to our profession, what it's going to do to many other professions, and we're seeing some significant impacts around the world already. And my latest book is called The Invisible Project Manager, which is a little bit of a challenge to the profession to go. I believe there are two paths that we can go down when it comes to the use of artificial intelligence or the adoption of artificial intelligence in the world of projects, programs, portfolio management, PMOs, all of that. And my challenge was it's got a bit of a title that says it's why artificial intelligence will run projects without you. So it's quite a challenging title, but it is meant to make people really think, because I think there is a decision point that we will all take at some point, is how are we going to allow artificial intelligence to be used in our world, in our profession? Without a doubt, and I hope nobody on this call does not think it's going to have a massive, massive impact, because it is. There's no doubt about it. I've already seen it in my own organization, my own PMO, the projects that we run. More and more are we embedding AI technology into this work that we do for efficiency, for the advantage, for the gain, for the optimization, for the productiveness. But where it will go, I think, is the really big question. Now, whether you believe, and there are two camps out there, there are some people who say AI will just take over, and that will be it. It will do most of the work for us. Or other people say, no, it's going to become a digital partner. It's going to work in harmony with project managers. The role will probably evolve. The role will probably change. The role will be different in the future. Maybe project managers are less managers and more orchestrators. Maybe you're running, if you're a project manager, maybe you're going to be running more and more projects rather than less projects. Maybe they're going to be more complex projects. All things are possible. But I think if we sit behind that, I think there's a really key question that we need to ask ourselves. And it's this, is how can we really manage the ethics of what's going on here? Because if you think about, and in my own world, and I should explain this, in my own world, my own projects, they are software, they are technology deploying projects, they are highly repetitive. Every project is different, but they are very, very similar. And therefore, we believe that we can automate a vast amount of what the work that we do at the moment. Now, the fact you can do that, the question then comes back to, should you do that? Is there a challenge with this? Is there a consideration that needs to be undertaken? And this is exactly where this conference fits in this. It is the ethical adoption of AI. It is the conscious AI adoption. It's a big, big subject. And I'm sure we're going to hear some great conversations today, some great presentations, some sharing of some great ideas. Because if you think about it, within this topic of AI and ethics, there's the bias and the fairness of decision making. In a human world, whereas a human chain making decisions, then it is relatively easy to say That's the point we got it right. That's the point we got it wrong. That's the point where it didn't work. That's where the chain broke down. That's where that decision was taken. And we can go all the way back. We can do root cause analysis and go all the way back to what it is that caused that problem. If you've got a black box, if you've got an AI technology, if you've got agentic AI running automatically processes and making decisions and acting on those decisions, to find out the root cause when something goes wrong is not going to be as easy as it is in a human world, purely human world. So bias and fairness in decision making is one big topic. The second one is transparency and explainability. It's the same thing, really. It is okay if it's, if I in my past in projects when we've had a problem, when things haven't gone well, what have I done? I've got people all together in the good old days. I got people all together in a room. We sat down around a big table and we said, okay, what happened? Let's do a retrospective. Let's review what went on. Let's find out what the issues were and the problems. Or, these days that can be done virtually. But again, in the AI black box, you can't see inside what's going on. How do where is that transparency? Where is that explainability? That's another big topic, which leads on to accountability and responsibility. There's a phrase that you probably have heard 100 times, if not more, right now. Human in the loop. There has to be a human in the loop. Well, that's a big topic in itself. Is what does that actually mean? Does that mean I'm a human in the loop and I can just be advised of what AI has done? Or am I going to be a human in the loop that says, there's a breakpoint there. I will intervene, I will interject, I will make a decision. There will be a human decision point before the AI journey continues. Human in the loop is such a it's a snap great title. We love it. I mean, we love these sort of things when they come out, don't we? And so we're all going to quote human in the loop. But I ask you to think about that. What does human in the loop mean for you, or what do you think it should mean for your profession? What's going to happen in the future? It cannot be just someone who's on the sideline being told what's happened. That's not a human in a loop. That's a human on the sideline. So we have to think about that. Data privacy, data security. This is another huge topic. The organization I work for at the moment, we're a global organization, and our customers are global customers worldwide, which means data flows are very strictly controlled and managed. You can't have data just moving across the world freely. Life isn't like that. The legalities are not like that. Our clients do not want us to share information across the world like that. So again, if you've got AI sitting and processing and running and driving forward projects, that consideration of data privacy and security is critical. Apart from the fact all of the normal data security and privacy processes organizations require to protect themselves and protect their clients as well. Massive, massive topic. And then I think the one that's, if you go onto LinkedIn or anything like that, you're going to see a lot of noise, understandable noise about the impact of AI on organizations. We're seeing some incredibly large numbers of people being released, let go from their organizations. There was the small financial block company that just let go of 40% of its employees on the grounds that AI actually will just take over and do those jobs. Well, we need to think about the impact on jobs. We need to think about the impact on team dynamics. Um, you know, Again, my mind is in two places on this one. I recognize for years that the biggest problem on projects is people. And if you can get rid of people on projects, then life is a lot simpler. But on the other hand, the creativity, the stretching of boundaries, the moving things forward in an unexpected but very profitable, productive way comes from humans. So, if the more we automate, then the more we're saying we will just accept the norm. We will just accept what was planned. And actually, some of the great projects in history have been where something has been delivered way over and above what was originally planned, and the benefits, the outcomes outweigh any of the extra work, extra cost, extra time, and all the issues and problems they had because of what it delivered in the end. If you automate, then you're going to say, I want A, and it's going to give you A. it's not going to give you B, C, or D. I don't believe anyway. So AI, conscious AI adoption, massive, massive topic. I think there also is a great opportunity for us to help shape what is going to happen. And I'm delighted that so many people are here today to continue these conversations and move forward. So I'm going to take a quick run through the agenda before we move on to the very first session. What are we going to experience today? What are you going to experience today? I'm very excited about attending this, of course, apart from taking part. Um, we're going to move on shortly to a keynote, and I'll do the handover very shortly to Shiva on that one. Then I have the pleasure of running the very first panel. During the day, there's going to be a number of panels. And my first panels are going to be about women leading the future of AI. So that's great. We also have a role of agentic AI and autonomous systems. We have AI governance and regulations and global standards, AI cybersecurity and digital trust. These reflect very much the points I've just made. These are covering the big challenges I talked about. So this is great. It's like the agenda was built for this to answer those questions. It's building inclusive AI, addressing bias and fairness. Very first point I made. Um, And then there's going to be a workshop and masterclass 1 and 2. Looking forward to that. The Etherverse, the ethical AI companion, vocal intelligence versus artificial intelligence, a consciousness in the era of AI. These are really wonderful topics, wonderful challenging points, with some great conversations I'm sure to be had. All of that will move on to a book launch. Now, I love books. I've now written 33 books, so I love a book launch. So I'm looking forward to this one. Um, and then some awards, some celebrations and sharing some awards with people for the closing address. So I think this is going to be a fantastic day. Thank you again for joining us. You can contact me. I'm going to put my details in the chat as well later on. So I'm more than happy to connect with people, continue this conversation. I'm sure I'm going to hear from Dr. Tony Presser. He's always got things to say. So, but I'm happy to chat to anybody about this because this is huge. This is the biggest topic. This is the biggest discussion point in our profession for a long, long time. This is going to radically change the way we work. And with that, I would now like to take the opportunity to thank you one last time and to introduce Dr. Sheba Hasnain, who will get us going with an excellent topic by speaking about ethical AI leadership. Sheba, over to you.